My name is John Samanda. I'm a Massbay student of electrical engineering. My presentation today is about artificial intelligence, which at times we call AI. Basically, what artificial intelligence is the integration of machines into daily human activity. It's a bit ambiguous a subject that it has been confused and interpreted by various people to mean so many different things. But in a nutshell, it's just how we incorporate machines into our daily lives to better our lives and quicken how we do processes. Because of its ambiguity, it has been split into two main branches by engineers and scientists over the years. So there's what we call the weak artificial intelligence, and there's what we call the strong artificial intelligence. Basically, with the weak artificial intelligence, you're talking about stuff like a simple calculator. You just punch in a number, 1 plus 1, and it gives you a 2. That is the weak, actually it's the weak artificial intelligence. Whereas the strong artificial intelligence is, we're talking in terms of complex data that has been input into a system to give you a result. For instance, you have things like drones, how drones are flying around. You have self-driven cars going all over the places. So that is basically a framework of what artificial intelligence is. Now, how does it work? It works primarily on input data using historical data inputs and development of various machine learning procedures and various complex computer and mathematical algorithms. So brings them together into deep learning, which is done by the computer and whatever software that we design to be able to read into that. So essentially what it does, it recognizes historical data inputs and the patterns that have been developed over time to give us a result depending on what design and what the goal you want to achieve with that particular program. There is a lot of AI being used right now already. We have AIs being used in banks for e-banking. We have it in manufacturing. For instance, you see the robotics that are being used to manufacture vehicles, make the processes faster and smoother. We have it being used in surgery in major hospitals, so it's being used a lot in hospital setups. We have it being used in e-commerce to do online transactions, recognizes patterns on whatever you want to purchase. So it's already being used, and we are basically into the wave of all these artificial intelligences around us all the time. There's a myth that artificial intelligence is dangerous, but artificial intelligence can only be dangerous in primarily two scenarios. According to research, this can only be if, for instance, the system that has been designed to do good gets into the hands of the wrong people. For instance, if you design a system, a weaponry, and it gets in the hands of a terrorist, that terrorist can use it to terrorize people and cause a lot of human harm and lead to death. So in that kind of situation, it is dangerous. It is also dangerous if, for instance, the designer made the wrong input of data and they get the wrong result at the end, which still is a question of the designer. It's not the question of the intelligence itself. If you're supposed to get a certain result, but somewhere you don't put in the right input and you get a different one. For instance, if you design a car, but this car does not recognize obstacles and you don't give it an option of what to do in case it recognizes a human, then it's going to end up having a lot of road accidents. So those kind of situations are the only situations for now that science and research shows that where AI can be dangerous. That being said, it's something we have to appreciate. It's with us, it's around us, we are in all this together. AI is the way to go. Artificial intelligence is around us. It's going to affect our social lives, our financial lives, our political lives, our economic lives. Right now we are studying online. This is something that you'd never have thought about 5-10 years ago. So these are all the good products that have come from artificial intelligence. It's a very interesting subject. I invite you to read and research more about it. It's a subject that I deeply hold to myself. All right, thank you. End of my presentation.